In this week's video, we prepare for our A-liner camper purchase by practicing towing. Who will win the backing up challenge? Stay tuned to find out in this brand new episode from Golden Canine Campers.
Hi everybody.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
So we're not in our normal location. Usually we do our intro videos from our car before we either go camping or hiking, but we're not there.
We're also not doing a video on either camping or hiking.
So we've been talking about getting an A-liner, and so we're creating this video series. We also on our last video, we talked about us renting a U-Haul and practicing towing and practicing backing up. And so that was our plan for this video. And we did a great introduction. We were at a high school at a parking lot, and we did this great introduction, but we had some audio technical difficulties.
And it was extremely hot, so we don't know what exactly caused the problem. Sorry about that, guys.
So this is our intro, and also we're going to be talking about our towing experience.
The first part of it is we were doing this video, we rented our U-Haul, and then we were going to go and do our challenge to see who could back up the best out of the two of us.
That's right. And so the format for the challenge was basically without practice, without any guidance from the other person, we were going to try to get within 2 parking spaces. So not in the middle of 1 parking spaces, 2 parking spaces, kind of like what you would get like at a campgrounds for 2 cars. And we were to back up into those 2 spaces, and we're going to give ourselves 5 minutes. And so whoever did it the best within that 5-minute period then would be the winner of the challenge, at least the first series of challenges.
Yep. And so I opted to go first, which in hindsight might have been a mistake. Should have probably gone second.
Let's show some highlights from that challenge. All right, Nicole is now attempting to park the U-Haul. And things are not going well already. She's gonna try to go between the 2 trees here. So this is where I'm gonna try to get. No, you're not, you're gonna jackknife. Okay, so it's so far a disaster for Nicole. She's about ready to jackknife the trailer, so I'm gonna stop for a second. You are 4 minutes in, Nicole. I don't know what she's doing. No! Okay, she's kind of making a little progress. Hey! Stop! Stand up!
Looks like Daryl is doing some practice maneuvering, pretending to be the trailer. Now he's in. We'll see how good he does. Let's go. You're up. You're rolling. Oh, he's in. He's going in.
You saw our challenge there, and I guess it turns out that I'm kind of sort of naturally the better backer-upper of the 2 of us.
Yeah, I wasn't a very good backer-upper at all. So I will be the first to admit I lost the challenge. Then the second challenge was to see how long it was going to take us to get the trailer into 1 parking spot with some guidance from the other person.
So Nicole went first again.
Yeah, again, mistake. Should have probably gone second.
So I'm gonna take a lot of the blame for this, as I'm not the most patient person, and it's hard to hear when you're backing up and you're trying to guide the person. You're kind of yelling at them instructions. And so I was doing that, but I wasn't probably yelling the right instructions. I was
in the right tone.
Well, you're yelling, right? Because the other person can hear. I mean, what kind of tone am I going to have? But I was saying, stop, no, go back.
It wasn't like, honey, back up a little slower, a little bit more to the right, sweetie pie. That wasn't what kind of instructions I got.
At one point, it even went so far as opposed to giving instructions, I walked up to her window and I grabbed the steering wheel and I started showing her what I wanted her to do.
Yeah, that was not helpful either.
Actually,
Well, actually, that was pretty helpful because that.
then we made it back into the spot.
Yeah.
But that wasn't probably the best thing to do.
Yeah. Daryl did really good on when he was backing up with the instructions. I don't know how much he could hear my instructions, but
A little bit. Yeah.
he backed up fine, but he backed up fine without instructions as well. So he's definitely the better backer-upper. A couple of people had said just turn the wheel a little bit, and so I was just turning it a little bit. And turns out that was not really the right guidance that I had, and so I was turning just a little bit when I needed to turn a lot. So that was probably one of my problems.
At the end of the second challenge, Nicole kind of had a little bit of a...
I had a little bit of a meltdown.
And I take full responsibility. I wasn't as patient. Maybe I was yelling a little bit. I wasn't giving her proper instructions for sure. And I grabbed the steering wheel. And I think that all kind of came to a head.
Mind you, it was also 106 degrees. It was right around noon in Las Vegas in full sun. We had the windows of the car open, so it was really hot in the car.
It was our first time ever towing anything.
So I was hot. Both of the iPad and the camera had stopped working because it was overheating. So there was a whole bunch of issues that made this not a very pleasant experience.
Yep.
So all of that probably contributed to my meltdown as well. So it wasn't all Daryl's fault. It was, the environment, and I didn't think I was going to have problems, and I did.
Yep.
And so I wasn't really ready for that either.
Okay. So here's the meltdown.
Why would I turn it that way and then go that way? Like quarter turn.
Yeah, I know.
And then you've been like little tiny turns. So it turns out that I am not a very good backer-upper. I'm having a really hard time. Daryl did okay on his first run. He's coming around and he's going to do it again now. I'm going to try to give him some directions, but I don't know how well he's going to take directions. He was giving me too many directions, so that wasn't a good setup. But we'll see how this one goes. Come at me! Come at me! Turning! Keep turning! No! 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 No!
So this is what's happened to Nicole. She says I keep yelling at her.
And then he sees me crying, and then he's like, I gotta get this on film. Not even sorry for yelling at me. Look at him laughing.
We're making progress.
I don't even know if we're making progress.
So anyway, after that meltdown, we decided to take a little break.
Probably a wise decision.
And we went and had lunch. So we went home, got cooled down a little bit, had lunch.
And we decided that Daryl was going to be the official backer-upper.
Yep, I'm going to be the official backer-upper, and then Nicole's going to be the instruction giver.
Yeah.
And so that's what we decided to do. And so after we got a couple-hour break, then we went back outside, and then we attempted, which is really the big reason for this, we attempted to back it up into our garage.
Now our driveway is quite sloped, so that was another little added wrinkle in this. But Daryl did great on the backing up into the spot on the driveway. We didn't back all the way into the garage with the U-Haul because I figured as long as we got it lined up, we were good to go.
What we really wanted to do now is kind of give you guys some from what we learned and understand we're brand new at this, as maybe some other folks are. So we wanted to give you some kind of things that we learned by going through this process. And so what did you learn, Nicole?
The first thing I learned was don't rely on the fact that your steering wheel may look like your wheels are straight, because if the steering wheel is in its normal position and you think your wheels are straight, your steering wheel could be an entire 360 turned around so it looks straight, but your wheels are off. And that happened to me a couple of times. So I had to resort to looking out of the window to look at my tires. So even though my wheel looked like my tires should be straight, they weren't. So then I had to do a whole 360 with the wheel to straighten out my tires. Once I started doing that, I was a lot more confident, and then Daryl stopped yelling at me. Because he was like, just go straight. And I'm like, I'm going straight. So then when I started looking, I realized I wasn't going straight, even though my wheel looked like I should be going straight back.
Yeah. A couple of things for me which really helped. So the first thing I did is we have a RAV4 Prime that has a digital rear view mirror. And so I don't know if you want to use a rear view mirror for when you're backing up, or your side mirrors, or your backup mirror if you have a backup camera. But my digital rear view mirror was very helpful. So I changed the setting for it. So it was, I mean, there's no tow setting, but it really showed the trailer very well. So I could see pretty much all parts of the trailer, and if it was off, left or right, I could see that. And in the combination of that, as well as my side view mirrors, I was able to understand what direction things were going in. And then it was really easy to make corrections once I got that mirror set up. And so I think if I would have showed Nicole that, I think she would have probably done a little bit better. The other thing I did, and I learned this off the internet, off of YouTube, is I used the hands underneath or down on the lower part of the steering wheel method. So basically that method is instead of having your hands in 30-90 or 30-60 or whatever it says, you put your hands underneath, or at least one hand underneath. And if you want the trailer to go left, you simply move the steering wheel to the left. And if you want the trailer to go to the right, you move the steering wheel to the right. And so that made it real easy with the combination of my mirrors, my side view mirrors, and the digital rear view mirror setup. You know, if I wanted that trailer to go left, I could look and see it, and then simply move that steering wheel to the left or to the right. As long as my steering wheel started off straight and I moved it in that direction, the trailer would follow. So that was really cool. One suggestion that we had from our friend Pete on Instagram is he recommended that instead of yelling instructions, how we were initially doing it, that we use our phones instead, and you put your phone inside on the speakerphone, so the driver is just using the speakerphone inside, and so then when Nicole is giving me instructions, it simply plays on the speakerphone inside the car.
And you don't have to do the yelling with the bad tone.
That's right, you can be very pleasant on the phone,
yeah.
and very calm and give instructions, so that was really, really helpful as I was trying to back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that we did that once we got to the house, we used the phones. While we were out at the high school, like I mentioned before, it was really hot and both of our phones had overheated.
Yeah.
So we weren't able to use them there. But I think once we got that with the phones, it certainly made things much easier.
It was really helpful to get a trailer, some sort of U-Haul trailer or any trailer, basically to practice with. I feel a lot more confident now when we would go out. Not that I'm a professional tower anyway.
I feel a lot more confident in Daryl's ability to back it up.
And so, which you didn't have before.
No.
Because I've never been a backer-upper. I've been practicing backing up a little bit because I knew we were going to be towing something and trying to back something up. But I've never been a very good parker or a backer-upper at all. And so Nicole had probably zero faith in my abilities in doing that. But I think after the first try where I was able to kind of get it done, and then subsequent tries, I think she's a little more confident in my abilities to be able to back things up correctly.
And I mean, we don't have a huge garage, so when we get the A-liner, it's going to have to be some precision backing up because there's not a whole lot of space. I mean, it's a single car area where the trailer has to go in. So definitely getting the U-Haul, and I mean, it's $16
bucks
for the day. So that was a great investment. We both feel much better. I think definitely go get a U-Haul. Super easy to do.
And the other benefit is, you know, I have a hitch and I had a wiring harness, and U-Haul, they did a quick inspection beforehand, sure that worked correctly. So that was nice to have that assurances as well. So that's pretty much it. We're still okay. Even though you saw the meltdown, we were both kind of smiling about it and joking about it.
We've been married a really, really long long time.
So don't worry, we're fine. There was no hard feelings there. And Nicole is kind of an emotional person, so she can.
I can't cry pretty easily.
Yeah, exactly. So it's okay.
So we're definitely fine.
Plan on the next video is for me to do an inspection on a used A-liner. We have to find a used A-liner. I've been looking to actually do an inspection on, so hopefully we'll get one of those, and we'll see that soon.
Yep.
Okay. All right, you guys, thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see you on the next video.